Hey kids! That's right, hey kids! Welcome back. Now, we have studied guitar, we looked at a keyboard, we also looked, what did we do so far? We did a drum lesson, and we still have some more lessons coming up. Oh, don't forget your ukulele lesson. I've talked a lot about the clefs, I've talked about finding notes on the page, and I have talked about finding keys on the keyboard and notes on the guitar. Welcome to your very first brass class. This lesson will be targeted more towards third graders up. So kinders, first, second graders, you can watch this if you want to, but it's not for you, it's not catered to your needs, so enjoy it no matter what. All right, so first things first, how many of you can tell me what a brass instrument is made of? Who said rocks? I heard you say rocks. I heard that. Not cool, bro. Not cool. Brass is made out of brass. Now, what is brass? It's a mix of different metals. It's kind of softer material, so it's really important brass instruments are taken care of. Again, if you made an instrument out of iron or silver or gold, those metals don't have the right compounds to produce the best sound. For example, iron is too heavy, and then of course silver and gold, those metals are too soft. They're too easy to break. Plus, you could never pull those out into a nice thin tube that would be operated. So brass instruments, they're metallic. Now, I've heard a couple of you actually ask me, you said, well, wait a minute, Mr. Hurwitz, the flute is made out of metal, the saxophone is made out of metal, why aren't those brass instruments? And you make a point, you make a good point. They technically are made out of brass alloy materials, but here's why. I'll explain it to you. Can you see? Do you see? If you see, say, see. Oh, what a nice. So this is a trumpet mouthpiece. Okay, I've showed this to you before if you've been in my class. Maybe if you're new or have not seen this before, I'm going to demonstrate exactly how this works. Saxophones and flutes don't use this, do they? No, it's unfortunate. I mean, we want to play a fun game later where I'll put this into the flute and see if it works. It may or may not, but not today. Today I'm going to show you the proper use for this. So, taking a look, what do you think I do? How do I make sound out of this? Well, let's just try the obvious first. Did it work? Let's try again. You know what? You're probably right. It needs to go in the horn. Let's try this again. All right, you know what? I make mistakes too, so here we go. Nothing. Huh. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe you could think of another way. Well, if you've been in my class before, you already know the answer. But if you've never been in my class before, let's see what happens if I try to make a buzzing sound. Again, not like this, and not like this, more like this. Echo game. Pretty close. It's just like a row of the letter P. It's like a bunch of letter P's right next to each other. If you listen carefully, I can change my pitch. So I wonder what happens if I do that with the mouthpiece. Let's take a look. Did I figure it out? Awesome. Now the thing is, if I don't use my lungs, it'll sound like this. A lot of beginning brass players do this. They start with no air, which is weird. It's like, imagine if you wanted to talk to me without any air. Let's try it. I can't make my video because I do. See, can't even do it. So if you don't have any air, you're not gonna have a great sound. So in fact, everyone grab your mouthpiece. What? You didn't have a mouthpiece at home? Well, pretend. Take it like this. Now we're gonna count this together. I'm gonna tap my foot. You probably can't hear it, but it's gonna sound like this. Let's try it together. Listen carefully. 1, 2, ready, breathe. Then you're gonna hold a note for 4 counts like this. I'm not ultimately concerned if it's consistent. If it sounds like this, That's okay for now. We'll fix it later. But let's just get you going. Here we go. 1, 2, ready? Off. 2, ready? 2, ready? Congratulations, you just made your very first sounds. Now go ahead and grab the rest of your trumpet. This is my wife's trumpet. She's had it for a long time, which is why I got her a new one, and I took this one. What a nice lady, huh? All right, so this is the trumpet. Can you say that word? Nice job. All right, now I'm gonna try buzzing into the mouthpiece, into the trumpet. Let's see what happens. Same idea. 1, 2, ready? Okay, did that sound great? Okay, or not good? Well, I felt like that didn't sound very good, so let's try it again. 1, 2, ready? Not doing something right. I don't know what's going on. Maybe if I try to keep my air consistent and my lips consistent, the notes won't go all over the place like that. Let's try it again. So, okay, let's do it. 1, 2, ready? Is that better? Worse? Or the same? I felt like it was a little bit better. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, ready? That was about right. Not too loud, not too soft, not wavery, perfect. So if you have your trumpet, again, this is all open. Let's just try this together. It'll sound like this. Off. 2, ready, go. 1, 2, ready, go. You did a good job. I'm really proud of you. You're welcome to try this again later. Make sure you practice. But guess what? I have another instrument for us to look at. So that was the trumpet. We also have a trombone. Woohoo! Way bigger, much deeper. So let's take a look. Is our mouthpiece bigger, smaller, or about the same? That's right, it's much bigger. So the sound will be lower. Now, instead of pinching your lips really tightly like this, you don't need to do that. You actually need to open them up more like this. Close. Good. So everybody look at your trombone mouthpiece. How did you do that so quickly? You're fast. Good job. All right, I'm gonna stand a little bit further back, make sure I don't bump into anything. Hey, all right. So look, this instrument hardly even fits in the picture. Woohoo! Pretty amazing if you ask me. Do you think I blow differently with this mouthpiece? You nailed it. Same idea. Let's just take the mouthpiece out. Let's just try it. A steady pitch. 1, 2, ready? Yeah? Not bad. 1, 2, ready? I bet I can go lower than that. 1, 2, ready? So let's not messing around. Let's get this in the horn. Let's get started. All right, I'm gonna start with position 0. That means the instrument's the slide is all the way into the instrument. That's position 0. Did I say 0? I meant 1. 1, 2, ready? My first note wasn't quite clean, and that wasn't quite the note I wanted, so let's do it again. 1, 2, ready? Nice. A big, dark, royal sound. All right, grab your trombone. Nice. You're fast. I think you probably already had it out there, didn't you? Didn't you? 1, 2, ready? 1, 2, ready? 1, 2, ready? Nice. Hey, so we're gonna go to the whiteboard and we're gonna learn how to read our first notes. So stick around. Welcome back. All right, so we are on trumpet today. We are starting with trumpet. As you can see, B flat trumpet right at the top of our book here. This is the comprehensive band book series that we use. It's really awesome. There are lots of series out there that you can use, but for today, we're gonna stick with this. All right, let's open right up to our first page. Too far? No, that's a surprise. Secrets, secrets. All right, first things first. Putting your trumpet together. Well, as you can see, it comes with a body and a mouthpiece. So you put the mouthpiece there, and you're done. So if somebody tries to sell you a trumpet and they say, oh, here are all the pieces included, and you can assemble it yourself, I'd run away from that person. Don't listen to them. Come on, guys. I want you to be safe. All right. Putting your mouthpiece in the horn, be gentle. Do not bop the mouthpiece into the horn, okay? That can cause it to make a funny noise, sure, but you could damage your horn, and then you'll have to call me, I'm gonna come out there and get in it, and I'm not coming out there. So you might be stuck with a horn that has a mouthpiece stuck in it if you're not careful. So make sure you're doing the right thing. Good to go. Nice, smart. We'll talk about valve oil later. We'll talk about this later. This is more maintenance, and I'll show you myself. Sitting in your chair or standing. Look, our backs are straight. It's very similar to an amazing choir pose. Arms relaxed, fingers are loosely on the valves. And then, of course, you want to be on the front of your chair. Don't lean against the back of your chair. This is not relax and not do stuff time. So be careful, okay? Now, you might be wondering what this machine is, this little thing here is. Don't worry about that right now either. That is for helping you place your embouchure. Now, again, if he'd move this over here, the embouchure would be wrong. The embouchure is where you're placing your instrument on your mouth. Again, we'll talk more about that later. I just want you starting with the basics. Okay, let's move on. Neat. For trumpets and brass only. So this is an exercise just for you guys. Now, you're probably wondering, well, I can see the notes on the page, Mr. Hurwitz, but how in the world do I know if I'm making the right sound? Well, you make a good point. You make a good point. How do you know? Well, maybe I can help. So we are just going to start on number 1, 2, and 4 on this page, the left page. I'm going to grab my trumpet, and we're going to just find out if I'm making the right sounds or not. So, remember that this is your treble clef, right? So that means that this note right here is G. What? What was that? Oh, did I start my music again on accident? Then I did. Whoops. We're just going to keep that because I don't care. All right, moving forward. So, our first note is a C, and it says 0. So that means that I don't put my fingers on any of the keys. Let's take a look. Well, all right. That's what a C on the piano sounds like, so let's try it. That doesn't sound right. Oh, that's right. It's a B flat trumpet. So it says C on the page, but the note that actually comes out is a B flat. So let me try this now. Did I get it? Let's try it together. So if you have your trumpet and that's the note you're making, you're correct. So let's just do it together. So that's a whole note, got 4 beats, followed by 4 beats of rest. I'll tap my toes. You probably won't hear it, but that's okay. 1, 2, number 1, 2, play with me. It's very important you keep counting on your own. Don't just play a note and then just wait an ambiguous amount of time. You need to be clicking with your metronome. You need to be staying with it. Let's try second note. So the written pitch is D, which means the sounding pitch will be C. Let's try it. 1, 2, ready, go. That's right. That's exactly what we want. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, I'm making some mistakes. You can hear that I'm not starting right on the note. I bent some pitches upwards and downwards. Guess what fixes that? Practice. So, if you want to be better than me, you need to put time on this instrument. Let's go to number 4, and then we'll move on to trombone. Let's try it. Okay, written E, which means sounding D. Sweet. 1, 2, ready, play. Off. 2, ready. Off. 2, ready. Off. 2, ready. Off. 2. All right. So now we're gonna move on to trombone. So just you can skip up to where I start, or you can actually watch me do this. In fact, if you stick around, I'll sing you a song. Oh, we are done with the trumpet book. Now it's time for the trombone book. It says trombone. That's how we know it's for trombone. Good job, nice singing, you guys. So I want to. Ooh, hey, look at that. Ooh, so brass is really consistent, isn't it? Ooh, trombone has 2 parts. Or it looks like 3. Nice. So we have all of this, the bell section. That's the part the sound comes out of. Then you have the slide section. This is how we change pitches. Then, of course, our lovely mouthpiece. And you know what that does. Because if you don't, you skip the first half of this film. And that hurts my feelings. Just kidding. You're fine. So this is a little more tricky. You take point A, connect with point B, and you actually have to screw it in to lock it in place. Then you have to make sure you have your slide lock engaged, or else your slide will drop out of the hole when you pick it up, and you might dent it. So, be careful. Again, we'll talk more about maintenance later. That'll be its own video. Consistencies, sitting upright in the chair, back is straight, head is up. No one's relaxed here, except for your wrists and your knees. You don't need any tension here, okay? Just, again, sitting nicely in the chair on the front end of it, feet flat on the floor. Woohoo! You did a good job, friend. Now, again, one day we'll get to this mouthpiece thing. We'll get there next time. We'll just do the exact same thing. Now, this is for trombones. The notes are different, so we'll have to take this a little bit differently. The good news about the trombone, though, kids, is that it's a C instrument. It's a C trombone. That means that the written pitch on the page is the sounding note. So listen very carefully. Ooh, are we in bass clef or treble clef? That's right. We are in bass clef. The notes change. This is incredibly important. It's not going to be easy, but let's do this together. Wow, that's really, really, really low. Let's see if I can even hit that. It says position 1, so that means I'm all the way in. I said position 0 earlier. Silly, silly, silly boy. It's position 1. So let's see if I can hit that note. 1. Did I get it? Let's try it together. Sounds like I got it. All right, all together now. Go grab your trombone. Oh, you don't have one? Well, pretend. 1, 2, ready, go. Ready? 1, 2, ready? 1, 2, ready? 1, 2, and we're done. Ooh, number 2 says position 6. Ugh. Well, this is way more complicated than I thought it was going to be. So this is basically a rough idea of how we do this. So this is position 1, which is all the way in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then lucky number 7. 7 is basically all the way out. 6 is just a little bit in from that. So let's try to find this note. So it's a C, which means it's a sounding C in bass clef. Okay, let me try to find that note. Is that it? Let's try it. Well, that sounds about right. What do you think? Let's do it together. Position 6. 1, 2, ready? 1, 2, ready? all done, I think. Oops. Of course we're not done. One more. The third note, D. Oh, jeez. All right, sounding D. Position 4, which means we need to come in just a little bit more than that. So 6, 5, 4. Let's see if I got this. Can we hear it again? Cool. Let me hear it now. Did I get it? All right, let's do it together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, ready. 1, 2, ready. 1, 2, ready. Yeah! All right. Hey kids, thanks for being here. That was a great brass lesson, and we'll see you next time. Have a nice day. Bye, kids.